Hi, I'm Kate. So my question for research project was if modern digital media is causing the demise of traditional print media. I've always been really interested in studying journalism, or up until the last few months of Year 12 I was. And I was really interested in the media, and I did work experience at a newspaper in Year 10. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of investigate for myself the effect that digital media was having on print media, to what extent it was having, and if ultimately, print media was sort of dying out, especially newspapers and things like that. So my question at the start was really general. It was just sort of, is print media dying? But over time, as I did my interviews and as I did some research, I found that there was especially a big impact on newspapers. So I sort of refined it to if digital media was having an impact on newspapers more than other things like magazines and things like that. So my biggest sources of information were probably my interviews. So I really wanted to get some opinions from people in that media industry. So I sent a lot of emails out to newspapers and magazines all over the country, and I got quite a few replies via email. And I also interviewed in person the head of news at the Advertiser, and also the manager of a country newspaper. So they were really interesting to talk to. And I also did a phone interview with a columnist from Shop magazine in Sydney. I spoke to some uni students who are studying journalism. They were really interesting to talk to because they're sort of, the future of the industry, so it's good to find out what their opinions were. I used a lot of internet sources, obviously, because there's a lot of information that's a really sort of current issue, so there was heaps out there on the internet. And I also did some surveys to find out just the views of the public and what everyday people thought about it. And I compared generations, so I compared older generations to younger generations to see if there was sort of a difference between how they source their news. So my findings were presented just in a final report. So I had a lot of information, so it was quite hard to sort of collate it all together, and ended up trying to just find some key themes that I found and group it all together that way. So then I separated my report up into those key themes and talked about it like that. So to get sort of to a final conclusion with everything that I went through, that I thought that would be the best way to present it. I used a lot of examples, just specific examples from my research, and lots of quotes from my interviews and stuff, and yeah, just put them all into footnotes. I had a few appendices on the end, and they had some photos in them that I'd taken. They had some graphs from my surveys and things like that, so it all sort of complemented what I was talking about. Not really. I think, the biggest problem was just sort of getting all my information together and sort of just bringing it into one conclusion, because there was so much different information that I got. Just trying to sort of, find the key themes and sort of group all the information together was the hardest thing. But there was no lack of information, there was plenty out there, so didn't run into any problems in that way. One big opportunity that I got, I was having my interview with the head of news at the Advertiser, and I thought I might as well ask about work experience because I was really interested in studying journalism, and I thought, why not just ask and see what happens? And he actually said that would be possible, and he said we could, have a chat about that and work something out. So that was really cool, but unfortunately I didn't end up following that one up because I changed my mind about what I wanted to study. But I think obviously that shows what sort of networks can open up for you if you're studying something that you're really interested in and you seek out the information. Obviously you never know what you'll find, so yeah, just use it to the best of your ability. The biggest thing you have to remember is to just choose something that you're interested in. You want to be motivated to sort of research and always, find out more information and things, and like I said, if you're interested in it, then you don't know what opportunities it could open up, and it will make it even, sort of a break from all of your other subjects. It'll be something enjoyable that you can go to. And yeah, just to stay organised, keep working on it bit by bit over the time that you have, and don't leave it to the last minute. So yeah. I did change my mind about what I wanted to study at uni, so my topic wasn't necessarily related to what I'm studying now, but I think just the whole research process that I had to go through has really helped with uni. Already in one semester I've had to do 4 big assignments that are really research based, so you think sort of researching's easy, you just read the information, rewrite it in your own words, but I think research project really helped with knowing how to critically analyse your sources, not just read them and think, okay, that's what it is. You sort of actually look into it properly, analyse it, find what it's actually trying to say, and then use that in your own assignments and things. So yeah, it definitely gives you an advantage if you've had that background and you've had that experience going into uni. So yeah, that's really helped.